Shybro, Father James with Father Hank.
Hey.
We watched recently the movie The Founder.
The Founder.
About the founding of McDonald's.
Woohoo.
And
I'm loving it.
Ray Kroc. Do you like Filet-O-Fish?
Never had it.
The kids asked us that one time. It's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it.
It was cool. Definitely cool.
I was not expecting it to be that good. But
No.
Michael Keaton, who's really reinvented his career. He was the original Batman, for those of you who don't know. But he's got some knockout movies, serious acting roles. So he plays Ray Kroc. And what would be your synopsis of the story for people who haven't seen it? It's not like, spoiler alert, I mean, really kind of movie.
We're living the history. Yeah, it's a good kind of a Theo documentary, if you will. So you get a sense of its humble origins, and you really see the changing in Ray Kroc, or just, okay, how does he have a simple beginning and then he becomes, Mr. McDonald's, himself. So it's a really interesting transformation in a sense of the business world back in that day. You could start something very simple, and then just how it grew through different people.
Yeah, so he is, and it's cool because it's local. So he's from Arlington Heights. They show
so cool.
They show his home. He was a salesman, and he was selling milkshake machines.
Yeah, like the five at one time.
Yeah, and this is in the 50s. So he's going around, driving all over the country, going to these where the waitresses are on roller skates.
Drive-ins.
Drive-ins, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to sell these milkshakes. He's just not having success. Mm-hmm. He gets an order for like 5 of these milkshake machines from this restaurant out in San Bernardino, California. Mm-hmm. So his interest is piqued, and so he drives out there.
An old Route 66, using a map.
Goes across the country, and it's McDonald's. That's the first original McDonald's. It's these 2 brothers. I forget their name.
Don and Mike.
One is played by Nick Offerman, who's in Parks and Rec.
Mark and Don?
Yeah, so they've invented basically the fast food was not around. So they invent this, and they show Ray Kroc their system, their method. It's people love it. They have these huge long lines. So he encourages them to franchise and expand. And Kroc is instrumental in it becoming the
sensation that it is today.
Right. But it's such a good movie because not only is it the history, but it's debatable. Ray Kroc's character.
Right.
We had a great discussion on it afterwards. I mean, he's not all pure, right? Mm-mm. But he's not a villain either.
Right.
You could look at Ray Kroc and be like, basically, he takes it. He almost steals it from the 2 founding brothers, and he creates McDonald's on his own. Stealing the name, stealing the company, but at the same time, it wouldn't have, without him, it just would have been that one restaurant in California. It wouldn't have expanded.
Yeah, you really get a sense of all the business jargon, legality. I mean, ways to take ownership without having the right contract. So you kind of create this own separate contract thing. There's a lot of wheeling and dealing.
Real estate's how he makes the money. He ends up buying the land and then leasing it basically to the franchisee. And because originally he's not making a lot of money just on the overhead of the product. So on the pro side for Ray Kroc, like what he does is good, that the franchisees that he gets to open up these McDonald's restaurants are like salt of the earth, mom and pop, good, hardworking, honest people. Mm-hmm. Originally, he tries to get kind of the upper class, like country club people. And the problem with them is they don't have proper quality control. And so they kind of start doing their own thing. And that leads to the degradation of the store, whereas these mom and pop type salt of the earth people have more ownership. So that's like, it's good for them. Mm-hmm. He provided a ton of jobs. His way to sell the brothers on expanding is like, do it for America.
Right.
Remember, that's his big speech at the beginning. He's like, I see crosses, like I see churches in these suburbs, and I see flags on people's homes. Like, we got to feed America. Like, McDonald's is like the American dream, if you will. You know, how you can feed families cheaply and
Yeah.
provide jobs, right? So that's like the good side of Ray Kroc.
Then there's kind of his
Then
personal
there's the shadowy side.
With,
What's
yeah, he's the great entrepreneur, great innovator, and everything. But then he gets a bite of success, and ambition really takes over, and you see the power of his will, just dominating everything. Look, if I can't get it done this way, then I'll go around go around this corner and do this, and just to expand more and more and more, and even gets this desire for ambition complicates his marriage too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to spoil anything. It's not like a action movie.
That's
but
true, yeah.
He dies in the end. No, but he divorces his wife. He this beautiful other woman who was married. He basically takes. I mean, so the way he took the restaurant from these brothers, and he almost takes this woman from this guy up in Minnesota. So not the most ethical and moral thing.
Nope.
Also, his ambition. This is where judgment will come into play. We as human beings don't know. It's the old misused Pope Francis line, "Who am I to judge?" But I mean, honestly, like I would. His judgment before God's going to be interesting. Like, what was Ray Kroc's intention here?
Yeah.
Okay, was it to feed America? Was it to provide jobs for working class people?
Or is he just a salesman?
Or was he a salesman? Was he trying to make money? I mean, he became a billionaire. You know, he
Right.
moved out to Beverly Hills at the end of his life. You know, he kind of stiffs the founding brothers. They have a handshake deal when they finally sign the contract that basically lets Ray Kroc have the name McDonald's. They have a handshake deal that the founding brothers, will get 1% of the profits. Okay, and Kroc he doesn't honor that handshake deal.
There's no written record for it's
Yeah, and then he ends up running the brothers out of business, which is really kind of a low blow.
Totally.
So I say, like, what's his intention? Is he just purely ambitious to create this uber successful thing for money and power and pleasure and honor, or was he really serving the United States of America?
God bless America.
And the Big Mac. I don't know. I mean,
I was really hoping to hear the
know.
story of the Big Mac. That was the other brother's name, Mac.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know the rest of the story to Ray Kroc, only from this movie, so there could be more to it that you who are listening know, but it's debatable. I think I'll just conclude with the St. Ignatius 30-day retreat that I made. He's big on being able to let go of all success for God. Okay, that's the 3 kinds of humility. That's one meditation he does, and he says, could you give up all your money if God calls you to do that? Or if not, then you're too attached to it. So like Kroc, maybe in pursuing the success of McDonald's and the billions of dollars, might have been blinded to what God was actually calling him to. So
True.
It's debatable, but I think, if you become a billionaire like Ray Kroc, just
don't forget us.
yeah. Have some spiritual direction. We'll give you some counsel on what to do with that money. So anyways, worth watching, and let's go have some chicken McNuggets. God bless.
Peace.